It's a talk show, and I want everybody to call and say what's on your mind. Do you honestly believe that an elected official or a police chief can stop people who are criminals from being criminals? The government's checkbook is not going to solve the problems that we have. We are never going to get anywhere until you decide that you individually care enough about your community to do something.
910 AM Superstation. We're the hottest station in town.
Good morning, Metro Detroit. Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. How are you this morning? Time now is 6 o'clock in the morning. If you've got to be there by 7 o'clock, you've got 1 hour to get there. Listen to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. Today's the last day of June. Tomorrow's July 1st, July 4th. Our nation's birthday falls on Tuesday. So you won't hear me live. You don't hear me live on Tuesdays anyway. But you also won't hear me live on Monday because it's a very long holiday weekend. So I'll be, relaxing and enjoying time with family Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So after the next time you hear me live will be Wednesday morning. Now there will be other 9:10 a.m. host here regular. The day's going to continue today as regular, and tomorrow the regular host will appear. But we're going to go to pre-recorded only for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. So we love y'all, but expect that you're going to hear some pre-recorded shows this weekend, and we all want you to get out and spend some time with members of your family this weekend. 313-778-7600. Listen, Keisha's under the weather, y'all. She and I talked last night, and she barely tried to get up and tried to power on this morning, and I said, go back to sleep. We need you healthy. Your daughter needs you healthy. I can't handle an hour without her. I still love her. She is still a wonderful co-host. She spent a very long time for the last week celebrating her birthday and the 5-year anniversary of her business. We're glad, but listen, y'all. If you just heard that clip from Minister Shabazz calling my show last week, you know that you can be healthy and up and moving around 1 minute and laying in the hospital on life support the next. So take care of your body. Keisha, we love you, but it's more important to me that you get some rest. And here's the other thing, everybody. If you thought that the air pollution stuff was behind us, and that we've had it for 3 days and that today's going to be any better, you're wrong. There's still going to be air pollution out there all day today. So if any of you have the problems that I have with breathing in our lungs and things, you will definitely wear a mask. Young lady that I met while I was, at her home yesterday, actually said she could hear it in my voice, and I did not know that. I mean, I thought that I was trying my best to do a good job of covering up and keeping the mask on while I was out in public yesterday, but I guess other folks who have respiratory issues like myself can hear it in other people. So listen, like I told y'all, I messed up the other day and went out, and then not yesterday, the day before, I tried a little bit, just a few minutes outside. That stuff gets in you. It gets in you quick. And apparently these fires are going to be going on throughout the summer, and they're going to find their way down here. The smoke's going to find its way. So, those of us in Metro Detroit and Chicago and Cleveland and Milwaukee, we're all going to wind up learning how the people out in San Francisco have been doing it for a while with the air pollution. So be prepared. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. I've seen the folks are on the line, and I haven't yet told y'all what I really want to talk about today. I want to talk about why we should not wind up ever trying to tell black people what they should and shouldn't do with their hair. Um, African Americans have had a very long history of not just discrimination in the stuff that, white folks being upset whenever you wind up wanting to get a seat in college or in medical school and things like that. But from basically saying, you've got to, I don't like your hair. Your hair is too aggressive. How dare you wear your hair like that? Um, and so we have had a history of African Americans trying to go to work, trying to mind their own business, trying to live their own lives, but having to try and do things with their hair to try and please white America. And it doesn't always work out that way. And you know that Detroit is, and we're not giving it up, the hair capital of the world. Thanks to Little Willie and a lot of others here who have, taken the hair industry into an entirely new level. And there are a lot of women in our community that wear weaves and wigs, and a lot of them don't wear them because they don't have hair. A lot of them wear them because it's healthier for their hair for them to braid their own individual hair up and to wear another style and to change the style as often as they quite possibly can because it's their business. And it's not something that should be made fun of or attacked when somebody decides to wear a weave or a wig, or even if a man decides to wear a toupee. My daughter posted a picture. She sent me a picture the other day, and I looked at that picture, and this picture is about 12 years old, and figured out, oh my God, my family didn't tell me that the hairline, yeah, y'all know that I try and keep it bald or as close to bald as possible right now. But I had no idea that my hairline had been receding, and I had been still holding on to, going to the barbershop saying, give me a bald fade. And the hairline had been creeping back and back and back, and I should have went bald probably much earlier than I did. Um, so there are folks out there there are men that wear toupee and other hair pieces. That's their business, and it's not something that you're supposed to go and attack them for, and decide that you're going to use that for fodder to make fun of anybody individually. I mean, if you're saying, Kerry, what on earth are you talking about? Well, um, you know that when I get off the air today, Joel Jones is going to be on for a couple of hours, and then Charlene Mitchell's going to be on from 9 to 11. And I'm going to try to get, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to call her and say, Charlene, why'd you do it? Why did you do it? Charlene Mitchell. So last weekend, was Freedom Weekend for the NAACP. They unveiled the new statue of Dr. King with the mayor. There was the walk. Y'all know that I went to part in the walk. I posted the pictures and things on Saturday. Sunday was the NAACP large sit-down dinner at what used to be called Cobo Hall. Is now called Huntington Place. And for years, pretty much everybody who was anybody in town has made sure that you showed up to the NAACP dinner. The largest sit-down, it's billed as the largest sit-down dinner in the country. During the dinner, someone snapped pictures of former state representative Sherry Gay Dagnogo and her mother. And they're beautiful pictures. They look terrific in the pictures. Beautiful gowns. Their hair looks great. And I believe even Sherry even posted the pictures on her page. Someone apparently lifted those pictures from Sherry Gay Dagnogo's page and passed them on to Charlene Mitchell, a member of the 910 AM family. Charlene posted them with a comment that I'm sure that she regrets now. I hope that she regrets now, and said, something to the effect of, because I don't have it in front of me right now. I wanted to look at all of the people wearing weaves and wigs and toupees at the NAACP dinner. What the heck kind of comment was that? Why would you decide that you're going to attack somebody? And oh, she didn't just use the comment. She used the comment and she posted the picture of former state representative Sherry Gay Dagnogo and her mother to basically put her mom, Sherry, and her mother on blast for wearing wigs and weaves. Why? I don't really know. I mean, I got to tell you, it's not funny. It wasn't a joke. There's how I don't know. I cannot fathom why it even appeared to be something appropriate to post. And y'all know the number here, 313-778-7600. I encourage you to call Charlene's show at 9 o'clock and say, Charlene, what on earth was on your mind? Why'd you decide to do it? Why would you decide? Now, Charlene, apparently Charlene's got more than one Facebook page. She and I have two pages that we're friends with. But apparently the post that she's made it on and the page that she uses now to post on is her third page. I'm not part of that page, so I didn't see it. I only saw what was posted because someone else wound up posting what Charlene Mitchell had posted. And I thought, oh my God, that can't be. I know good and well. I mean, well, y'all know Charlene. Charlene is the station's sort of arbiter of what she believes is right, and also what she believes is wrong. She'll let you know. There's been more than one time that she's called me and told me, I don't think that you should be talking about that stuff that you talk about on Friday morning. There have been times that she called regularly. I mean, if I have a candidate on, I know good and well that later on in the day, I'm gonna get a phone call and generally like clockwork, she calls my phone to say, "Well, why did you have them on, and why were you interviewing them?" Charlene's not our boss. Charlene is nobody's ever given her the taskmaster role, and we were all told that we've got to report to her. But I tell you this, I mean, I know her. I've known her. I knew her sister well. I bought a car from her sister. Her sister who passed away. She's got a niece who lives still down in Toledo. I got to know her several years ago, many, many years ago. It's not just several, but I mean about 20 something years ago. Probably, I think closer to about 25 years ago. So I've known Charlene and the members of her family for a very long time. And that's her personality. She's always been that, I don't think that's proper. I don't think that's proper. And there are times that you want to have to push back and say, lady, I'm grown. I'm going to do what I want to do. And other times you just let it roll off and say, that's just her personality. That's just who she is. But for her to have, and this was not just something she reshared. This is something she shared with a comment. And the comment tells a little bit about her. And she decided to, there's no other way around it. It was an attack. It was an attack on Sherry and her mother, and it wasn't necessary. And given the history of everything that our people in our community have had to go through, in order to get to the point of even listen, y'all know that the governor just recently signed a Michigan version of the Crown Act. We needed a law. We needed a law to tell white folks stop messing with black people in their hair. Stop deciding that you're going to tell somebody you can't compete in a sporting event because you've got dreads in your hair. Oh my God, you can't stop firing people because you say, oh my God, their hairstyle is just too aggressive. We needed a law. And there are states that don't even have that law yet. Why on earth? What could possibly be gained by attacking somebody's hairstyle by trying to use it for fodder for a joke about how many folks are wearing weaves and wigs and and toupees at the NAACP dinner? My real question is, who cares? Why on earth would that even be an issue? 313-778-7600. Listen, I don't know why Charlene would say it. I encourage y'all to dial 313-778-7600 between 9 and 11 this morning and ask her, Charlene, what on earth was on your mind? Why'd you do it? Why'd you say it? 313-778-7600. Those of you that are on the line, please hold on. I know I ran my mouth all the way up to time for the break. It was a very quick break. It's only 3 minutes. I'm going to start taking calls as soon as we come back. We'll be right back.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside a Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com. Get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who've agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
I agree with you,
Balance of
Pam.
Nature,
I
fruits
really
and
do.
vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy.
Jennifer,
I'm a
look at the
very
post
active
that I put
person.
up
And
last
my
night
husband
about
was
what we're going to
noticing
talk
that
about
I was
today.
tired all the
About why you
time,
should
and
not
I was slow
attack
at everything that I was
Black
doing.
women's hair.
And I kept
And you will
listening to
see
commercials.
Charlene Mitchell's post.
And you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days to taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
WFDF Farmington Hills, Detroit, 910 AM Superstation, a division of Adele Media.
It's Kerry Jackson, you're the conservative. Listen, y'all, it's a talk show, and I want everybody to call and say what's on your mind. Do you honestly believe that an elected official or a police chief can stop people who are criminals from being criminals? The government's checkbook is not going to solve the problems that we have. We are never going to get anywhere until you decide that you individually care enough about your community to do something.
910 AM Superstation. We're the hottest station in town.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life hard times like bad chips like Nazareth.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. That's Doug. You hit it on the head there. That's an appropriate song for today's show. 313-778-7600. And my first call is going to be Crystal P. But before we go to Crystal, let me just tell you something. Like Dwayne just said on the station, the 910 AM Superstation feed, that he thinks Black women, our sisters, need to give all of that fake hair a rest. Dwayne, brother, I hope that I'm not the first person to tell you this. Women wear wigs and weaves for a million different reasons. Sometimes they need to. If African American hair does all sorts of weird things that you've got to try and get used to those things. So everybody that wears braids wears them for a reason. If they're wearing dreads, they wear them for a reason. If they wear weave, they don't do it just so that they're flirting with you so that they think that it looks good. Sometimes they wear it because there's not just with Will and Jada and the fact that she's got alopecia, and that Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, who, by the way, when I met her last year, I found out she also was from Chicago. There's a reason that she decided to start wearing the wigs and the weave and to show that she needed to actually wear her hair bald for a reason. And I got to tell y'all something, whether y'all know this or not, Black women who wear very, very short or bald hair are absolutely gorgeous. And there's something I'll tell y'all about them later on. I can't say on the air, but there's some extra that comes with those women who wear their hair that short like that. Yeah, they all have a skill that some of the other ones don't have. Brother, understand, women do things to their hair for all sorts of reasons. And it's not our job to question why. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Crystal P. Good morning, sister. Thank you for getting up so ridiculously early where you are. How are you this morning? Crystal? Oh my God, tell me we did not lose Crystal. Crystal's calling from a whole nother country, another time zone. And all right, Crystal, there you go. There you go. I hear you now. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. I'm actually in Madrid, so I'm 6 hours ahead of you.
Oh,
it's
okay.
noon here.
All right.
But I had to call in when I saw your thing about the hair. It's a couple things to see. You done got something started talking about women with short hair. It's about to be overflow at the barbershop. Like there's a whole lot of broads trying to come out to you. Get their hair cut and flunk. Make sure they find.
All I got to tell y'all is they taste better, and I'm going to leave it at that. Go ahead, Crystal.
Now, see, there's a couple things. There were tons of people, with all kind of weeds. My thing is, with this hair, it should be like they say in the Bible. Everything should be done in the spirit of excellence, which is one of the reasons people argue so hard about. There's several news personalities, African-American news personalities, who wear wigs, and they're not as, how can we say?
Oh, I want to know how you're going to say it. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Refined. And whenever you do something, you should do it in the spirit of excellence. No different than when you drive your car. Do you drive your car, make sure it's washed, or do you have your lights taped with red tape and you hold your trunk together with bungee cords? And that's how some of these wigs and weaves are looking. Now, as far as Sherry, I didn't see anything wrong with her and her mom. I was there at the Freedom Dinner, and there was a whole lot of hair. Some was a little more unnecessary than others, but there are many people who do have to wear hairstyles. One for change up. Some people have alopecia. I have lupus and have lost hair due to having lupus. So many people who suffer from autoimmune diseases, cancer, and other things that you don't see with your naked eye. And the biggest thing is to mind your business. That's one of the biggest things as it relates to somebody's hair. Or ask them. If you're that bold to talk about them, ask them. And then you can understand why. If you don't like something, help to fix it. I see some people out there. I told one of my friends, she had on the lace front. Ma'am, the lace front is not supposed to be showing. The lace front of the wig is not supposed to show. So that's what I'm saying. If you're wearing these things, you're supposed to wear them correctly. If you're not doing it correctly, and that's where these people can. But my thing was, that wasn't the most offensive thing to me at the Freedom Dinner. It wasn't the hair. It was the dinner itself. And I just have to get this off my chest all the way from Madrid. Somebody needs to get into production for the 69th annual dinner for next year. They had these screens up, and behind the speakers, you can see other people talking, flipping papers, whispering, walking back and forth. They had a table set up with awards on it. People walking, picking up awards. Somebody's purse is on the table behind the speakers. And it was tacky, and you couldn't hear because Huntington Place, which is formerly PCF, formerly Cobo Hall, has not put any money into changing the acoustics. So you could barely hear what the speakers were saying. Therefore, people at the 618 plus tables of 10 started their own conversations. It was noisy and just out of order, and you could not enjoy. So I don't know how. I guess that's why people were talking about everybody wigs, because they didn't have no time to pay attention to the speakers. So they started looking at the wigs and the clothes, because black folks, we don't come and show up and show out. So it went from BET Awards to the EBC Awards to the NAACP Award. I mean, it was just, but yeah, y'all need to lay off these people in this here. Just help them. If it doesn't look like, help them. If you take somebody's personal picture and put it online and make a comment, you are hating. That's to me, that's just virtual hate.
There you go.
And wrong.
Thank you for calling all of the way from Madrid, 6 hours ahead of us.
I love y'all.
And we love you too. Have a good vacation. We'll talk to you when you get back. Thank you. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Mary. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
What's on your mind?
Okay, I think people need to lay off black women with the way black women choose to wear their hair. Now, if it's not your flavor, it's not your flavor. If it's something you dislike, I mean, we go from 0 to 100. Those, now, granted, on another day, I may feel another way. However, people have the right to wear their hair however they want to. And if it's something that just is not in good taste for you, then that's your choice. But to say that another person, poke fun at a person because that person chooses to wear her hair however she desires, it's just distasteful. And I think that we have so much more to deal with in this society opposed to a choice. So if it's a choice that a person decides to wear, now granted, the long eyelashes, I poke fun at that sometimes. That's not my choice. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's, but people, again, depending on how a person feels, if that's how they want to express themselves, it's not you. How does it affect your life? Is it stopping you from breathing? No, it's not. But yet, we are people of flavor. We like to poke fun. We like to, complain. But it's a choice. And if it's not something that you would do for yourself, then, that's something you will not do. But to poke fun at someone because it's a choice is unfair. So that's my opinion. Thank you for taking it.
Thank you for calling and for sharing your opinion with us this morning. Okay. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
313-778-7600. Let's talk to Rico. Good morning, Rico. If we lost Rico, go to Jerry. If we lost Rico and Jerry, go to Tim. Okay, pick somebody. 313-778-7600. For those of you who just tuned in, I reshared last night copy of the original post that was made by Charlene Mitchell, a part of the 910 AM family, where Charlene decided to poke fun at women who were wearing wigs and weaves at last weekend's NAACP dinner. The only problem is the pictures that she used were of State Representative Sherry Gay Dagnogo and her mother. And it was weird. It was tacky. She should not have done it. And I encourage y'all to dial 313-778-7600 at 9 o'clock this morning and ask Charlene, what were you thinking? Why on earth did you decide to do it? We're going to take the second break of the morning. It's a very quick break. We'll be right back.
Be all right. Huh? We gon' be all right. We gon' be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be all right. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. On Mac 11.
Attention. Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499.
The all-new 910 Superstation is your number one source for urban talk radio. If you're looking for the best in radio programming, look no further. You can now listen in on a multitude of audio platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, and coming soon to Amazon Music, Good Pods, and Overcast. 910 AM Superstation, the largest, strongest, 50,000-watt urban radio station in town. 910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600 with a must-air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming. On Mondays at 8 p.m., catch a 2-hour block of Law & Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38. The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network. 910, the Superstation, the oldest radio station in town since 1922. The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or Adele Media.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to Matt. Excuse me. Listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. Just a reminder for those of y'all that weren't listening right at 6 o'clock. Today's the last time you're going to hear my voice live and in person until Wednesday. This is the 4th of July weekend, so the station is going to be playing pre-recorded shows Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and we will return to live broadcast first thing in the morning on Wednesday morning. Y'all will hear my voice at 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, and not only will we not physically be here, we're going to spend time with our family. We encourage y'all to spend time with your family, and we are continuing to pray for the recovery of Minister Malik Shabazz. Those of you who regularly listen to this show, you already know that he's a good friend of the show. I consider him a good friend, and I'm blessed to be counted among his friends. I'm glad to know that we talked to him and that he regularly was up and in the feed. Y'all know that he was in the feed Monday morning at about 6:30 to 6:45 before he was struck with a heart attack at about 9 o'clock as he prepared to leave out to go to Lansing to receive the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. The brother has given 35 to 40 years to this community to get out and to stop violence and to try and help people solve crimes, to try and help the police department and everyone else. And I had not seen his post where he indicated that he needed to slow down a little bit and to withdraw some. And I saw the post after he was ill, and I'm now, I wish that we had all known then that, he needs to slow down a little bit. And so I'm praying that he has a full recovery. But even when he recovers, y'all don't forget what we talked about the other day. It's the job's on us to pick up the slack, to go from here forward, and to not to just decide to dump as many of our problems on him as we did. 313-778-7600. Listen, for the rest of the day and tomorrow, all of the media outlets are going to cover releases from the Supreme Court. Yesterday's attack on affirmative action, there's no other way to call it. We have had the Supreme Court created the doctrine. The Supreme Court. So if you go back and look at the history of the cases that led up to through the 40s and the 50s that led up to Brown versus Board of Education, and the Supreme Court saying y'all are right. These separate schools with blacks and whites are not fair. They need to be the separate schools. The blacks are still being denied a quality education. They need to be integrated with the whites, and we're going to treat everybody, the same. And that the courts still had to get in, just simply because the Supreme Court said it did not mean the white folks were going to stop being prejudiced. They were going to continue to be prejudiced, and they did. And so there was still court case after court case after court case for every single thing, when the court further on had to go on and say, you know what? It's not enough to simply not discriminate. You're going to have to take some real measures. The state and local governments are going to have to take some sort of real action to try to integrate these schools. Everything from ordering the United States Marshals to walk black kids into the schools to keep them from being attacked, all of the way up to changing policies and sending kids in buses from one school district to another. The court is the one that came up with the idea to take some affirmative steps to mix African Americans, they call them blacks then, or Negroes, in with white society in education. It was their idea. And as soon as the court said, you're going to have to start, it's not enough to just not discriminate, you're going to have to start to take some real action to start to try and integrate the schools. Back in, I believe it was 73, 50 years ago, Alan Bakke ran the court and said, wait a minute, I'm smarter than those black guys. You gave 16 of them a seat, and they didn't let me into the UC Berkeley, and for that, I'm aggrieved, and you shouldn't be setting aside seats for black people because you're denying those seats to good white people. And he's the one that helped them start this argument about we're being discriminated against. Oh my God, you're giving seats that belong to us to other people. And white America has complained about this alleged reverse discrimination that doesn't exist, but they've complained about it for the last 50 years. The current makeup of the United States Supreme Court could care less about precedent. They don't care about following the same laws and the same cases that same court issued. This current court is not just what they call an activist court. This current court is made up of, as y'all are starting to find out, people who were put there specifically to destroy many of the policies that we've all lived with for 50 and 60 years. Many of those policies were put into place to force society to deal with all of its racial discrimination that they had. Society was pretty comfortable discriminating about. And now society's number one thing, if you pay attention to the decisions that come not just out of the court, but the things that come out of the mouth of the governor in Texas and the governor in Florida, they want the right to discriminate freely. And they don't want you saying anything to them about it. They want to be able to discriminate. They feel that, listen, being able to discriminate is the American way. Real question is, oh, wait a minute. When they start saying that, is that true? Was our country founded on, wait a second. Our country was founded on discrimination. All of the founding fathers owned slaves. Wait a second. Is our country where we live now, where most of us were born, was our country actually meant to be land of the free and the home of the slaves? Or is there's going to be this democracy? Are we ever going to wind up living up to the things that they wrote in all of the documents about freedom? Are we ever going to treat people equally? The Concord simply said, listen, we now are at a colorblind society. I have no idea. Don't call and ask me where they found this colorblind society at, because we're not there. Y'all know we're not there. Actually, we're at a society that just is a lot more comfortable discriminating, and they want the freedom to be able to say it as often as possible. Listen, I promise you that in the next 5 years, somebody is going to file a lawsuit and say they should be allowed to say the N-word, and that they should be able to say it as often as possible on TV and everywhere else without ever being restricted. That's the way they feel. They want the freedom to discriminate. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? Do you actually care? Knowing that that's where we were going, because this is an argument that they've been making for 50 years. Many of you decided not to vote back in 2016 when somebody was running for president that was going to encourage all of the racial hatred that our country is dealing with now. Are you ever going to do something about it? Do you actually care enough? Get up off your behind and do anything. Tell me that. Let's talk to New Tim. New Tim, tell me, do you actually think it's time for us to get off our behinds and do something about the fact that there are people in our country who want the freedom to discriminate openly, and they don't want anybody stopping them?
It's been past time. It's been past time. They got up off our behind. They took some type of action. I mean, even if it was just a half-foot action, we should have been did that. I mean, if they do what you just said, it got to go with the Jewish people too. You know, I listened to the TV news yesterday, and then they filed these lawsuits. People must include those Asian people too. They was one of them who filed a lawsuit too, because they said they felt like they was being discriminated against too. They got to realize too that they are a minority too. And then soon something happened to them, where's they gonna run to? The NAACP and ask for help. We can't help them. Why we can't help them? It's because they set us back. And we must find another organization to set us.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Who set us back? Are you saying the Asians set us back or the NAACP set us back?
Both of them set us back because the Asian people filed, one of those people that filed that lawsuit was the Asian people.
Asians, I already had to do the research, brother. I already know. The Asian community, and here's the thing, they raise their kids to excel. They start, there's a cultural difference. And there's a reason that they've left all of the countries where they've left to come over here, because we might not value our educational system. They value our educational system. And their belief is this: listen, our parents taught us math and science when we were 2 and 3 and 4 years old. We can score higher on these tests than any of y'all that are here in America. Particularly, we can score higher than blacks. We know that. We were told that. They were told it. They believe it. They feel it in their hearts. They don't believe that they're discriminating, but the truth is they feel like, listen, we ain't from America. We don't care if we discriminate or not. They don't. They really, 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 really don't care if they're discriminating. All they're doing is saying those seats belong to us. We came over here from another country, and if the only criteria you using is the scores on the standardized test, we scored higher than those people, and we want those seats. Don't go anywhere. I want to finish this when we come back on the other side of the break. Do you think that they ought to get those seats? 313-778-7600. We'll be right back. Y'all ain't on the phone when I come back. Y'all know I'm going to Tim. It's a talk
He's
show,
there, and
I
he's ready
want
to tell y'all
everybody to
that
call
those
and
seats
say what's
belong
on
to
your
good white
mind.
people.
Do you honestly believe that an elected official or a police chief can stop people who are criminals from being criminals? The government's checkbook is not going to solve the problems that we have. We are never going to get anywhere until you decide if you individually care enough about your community to do something about it.
910 AM Superstation. We're the hottest station in town. The most powerful voices in the African American community are all right here on the new 910 AM Radio Superstation.
My 38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public?
All right, Curtis,
With My
I see
38,
what's
we are
going
offering
on.
a great special.
Thank you, brother,
with
for
100
pointing that
commercial
out.
ads for
Now
a
I
great
understand
price. This
why.
offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads. Have you thought about advertising your business on our 910 AM Superstation? Our audience is bigger than ever, and your investment will be lower than ever. Find out how you can grow your business. Give us a call during business hours and ask for Henry, 248-357-4566. We will tell your story, and more folks than ever before will come to your door. 248-357-4566. Ask for Henry. The super audience at our 910 Superstation wants to hear about you. Call now.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount
Carmen,
code
it's a talk
RADIO5.
show.
Do you
That's
have an
what
idea
I've
for
got
an
to do.
invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. We went to break. I wound up cutting off New Tim and his comment. I'm going to let him finish before we wind up because we've only got about 6 minutes left in the show. I'm going to let him finish, but just a reminder, y'all, we are going, it's holiday weekend. Y'all already know that. Monday and Tuesday, pre-recorded shows. I will be back live in person on Wednesday, 313-778-7600 if you're able to get through. I know I see some comments from Curtis that, apparently there's a little bit of difficulty getting through. Anyway, go ahead, Tim, finish up, brother.
Yes, because how the Asian people got ahead of the black people was because they stayed in their land and they was taught that their education system while the black people was kidnapped and brought over here and was taught the European education, and we weren't even taught the full extent of their education because say that's why they got the Brown versus the Board of Education. So every time something happened to the
the Asian people, they come running to the NAACP and other organizations asking for help. But when something happens to black people, you never see Asian organizations helping out the black people. But they want to fall up on the umbrella of being colored, but they also want to fall up on the umbrella of being.
So understand, I mean, we've talked about that before. Members of the Asian community have an entirely different agenda, and they don't really care about our agenda. Will they, in fact, use the strides that were made through the civil rights struggle to their advantage? Yes, they will. Will they also do it while acting as an ally to members of our community? No, they won't. They don't care. They are not worried about whether we are being advanced. That community is worried about advancing themselves. Can't hate on them for it. I mean, if your parents taught you to always look out for yourself and the members of your community, that's what they're going to do. So I can't hate on them. I can simply get up every single morning and tell the folks in my community, I need y'all to have that sort of commitment. I need you to decide that you want to have that same drive and do everything that you can to try and move our community forward. Thanks for calling. Enjoy your weekend, brother. I'll talk to you when I get back next week. Let's go to Jerry. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Jackson. Thank you for taking my call. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. Full of energy. How are you?
Good. Thank you, sir. Mr. Jackson, my prayers still go for our brother, Minister Malik Shabazz. We wish him full recovery and God bless him and bless his family. We miss him, and indeed, he is a hero. We should make him a statue on the Hart Plaza next to Dr. Martin Luther King, because he's a great person, and indeed, we wish him the best. In the meantime, Dr. Jackson, I wish to our great nation a happy birthday, America, on the 4th of July. Mr. Jackson, about the governor, I believe when she signed into the law, it would be hand-free, which is very good. But Mr. Jackson, I want you one of these days, the topics to talk about tinted glass windows in a car. I don't like it, Mr. Jackson. You don't know, sometimes when they show on TV, there is a criminal at large, and when the police station say report any suspicious, how are we going to know who's driving that car when there is a tinted glass window? I know those tinted glass were for a medical reason, for people who they are sensitive to sunlight. I want you to talk about tinted glass window one of these days, Dr. Jackson.
We'll talk about it next week, and especially with what they're doing out in Ann Arbor, where the police department has said they made a list of these are the reasons that people pull over black folks to harass them, and we're going to not do that anymore. That they decided that they were going to list a bunch of things that are used as pretext stops to basically stop and harass black folks. And it took the authorities out in Washington County to be the first ones to do this. And the truth is, a lot of other communities need to follow. But we'll talk about that next week. All right, Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Let's go to Carmen. Good morning, Carmen. How are you?
Good morning. I almost overslept, but when I turned you on and heard about the hair, I said, let me get up. Let me say this. Charlene, to be a black woman, to be a part of one of the biggest black organizations that of sisterhood that promotes unity and intellect, and I didn't understand her comment at all. And to post or screenshot Sherry and her mom was so distasteful, and have yet to apologize.
That's the thing. Now, that's what I don't know, because I didn't listen to her show last night, and I know good well that I'm going to be tied up this morning. But that's why I'm encouraging everybody to dial 313-778-7600 at 9 o'clock this morning and ask Charlene why she did it. I mean, she might have a very valid reason. She might decide that it's time to apologize. I don't know that. All I know is, to me, it's a horrible look. It's not just a bad look. It was a horrible look. Sherry, neither her nor her mother did anything at all to deserve the attack, because there's no other way to describe it. It was simply an attack on them. There's no way she did not know who Sherry was. I mean, y'all know Sherry's all over the place. I mean, she comes on this show whenever I need her to come on the show. She regularly is on all of the other media outlets, and she was always one of the hardest working public officials there is. So it's not like you didn't know who it was.
And it's
But
not like you didn't know that we just got the Crown Act. You know what I'm saying?
just got a Michigan version of the Crown Act passed and signed by the governor, and the entire point behind it, I don't understand why she would make that move. But I mean, listen, people make mistakes in life. You apologize for it, you dust it off, you move forward. But I haven't heard the apology. I hope that she's going to apologize. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of time. Next up, State Representative Joel Jones, either here or a member of the foundation, will be here to bring you information and inspiration from 7 to 9, followed by Charlene Mitchell from 9 to 11 this morning. And y'all can dial 313-778-7600 and talk to her about the move. Maybe there's a reason, maybe there's not. Maybe there will be an apology, a public apology over the air. If so, we'll learn to, use it as a teaching moment and move forward. We just need to know why you did it. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves as best you can. Remember, there's air pollution out there. So if you've got sensitive lungs and throat like mine, cover up, wear your mask, do everything to stay safe. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you when I return on Wednesday morning of next week. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later.